This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Sunday, January the 31st, race number 8 at Sam Houston. Let's throw up the field for the Grade 3 Houston Ladies Classic. Fillies and mares going 1 mile and a 16th on the main track. Remember to download free Formulator Pass performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us. The 7 Latruska is fast, Mike, and she is slowly becoming one of the second-tier older distaff horses in the country. She was always good in her in Mexico and to begin her career, and her last few races have been very good.
Yeah, I mean, she's just, to me, very clearly the horse to beat in here. I mean, this is actually an okay field, Dan, so it's not like she can just, sort of show up over there and beat this field on memory. She's going to have to run her good race probably to win. But she's just really, really good. It feels like this distance is probably a good one for her, and she's really fast early.
She's really fast early. Nice segue for our time form US pace projector, which has Latruska clearing in a blue bar scenario. This race might favor horses on or near the early lead. Latruska, more likely than not, has the best early speed, although Motion Emotion from the rail occasionally has shown some zip as well.
She has. She doesn't feel like she's the blazer that she was early in her career, Dan, but she does have some speed from there. I don't think she's as fast as Latruska. I don't think she'll be able to go with that horse early. So we'll just see, how they decide to play it with Motion Emotion, because there is a race or two that she has that would make her interested in here.
She did finish ahead of Latruska back in April of 2020 at perhaps her favorite track, Motion Emotions, that is Oaklawn Park. She then ran into Midnight Bijou a couple of times, and she's not going to beat that horse. They ran her in the personal ensign. They tried to stretch her speed 1 mile and an eighth. Maybe that distance is a little bit far for her. She recently sold for $800,000 at public auction.
I mean, it'll just be interesting to see what she does here, Dan. We've talked about her a lot going through her races. I mean, I was a huge fan of hers early on. It felt like after she missed some time, she came back and just had lost her speed, or at least they weren't using it. They did try to use it, I guess, the last time we saw her, but she just wasn't going to win that race. A 105 buyer in that race it's not a race Motion Emotion can run. Off the layoff here with a good inside draw, I suppose that she's interesting. I would want more than 7-2. And, I've just sort of lost a little bit of faith in this horse as well.
A couple of bullet workouts at Sam Houston leading up to this race. It'll be interesting to see if the trip she pulls is the right one. I'm not sure if chasing Latruska, then having to reel her in and then maybe having to hold someone else off is the right idea, but we'll see what we get off the layoff for a horse that has run some nice races. Jewel Princess has finished first in 5 of her last 6 starts, including this race, a little stake at Remington Park, where she received a very slick ride. She scrapes the paint in upper stretch, the gray Jewel Princess, and she is very game the last 16th of a mile.
Yeah, she got everything worked for her. She got through on the inside. You can see the horse that's going to eventually finish second there. That's the 2 who just got completely skunked in traffic and couldn't get clear. That's I Stand Council getting clear late and coming with a rush, but it's too late. It feels like Jewel Princess got a little lucky to win this race, Dan, with the trip really working out. We'll see if she can, keep the forward momentum going in here.
Pennsylvania bred Ujawi, a little bit of an aggressive spot for Michael Maker, wheeling this one back on 2 weeks rest and shipping her down from New York off a useful effort in the ladies handicap last time out. Her buyers are a bit light.
They are, but she's, to me anyway, and she's always been a good horse, Dan, but to me, she's clearly improved since Maker has taken over. Initially not a horse who I ever thought wanted to go 9 furlongs, but she ran well in the ladies last time. There was no pace in that race. And while she kept up close to it, it just wasn't the kind of race where she was going to be able to make up significant ground.
Lady Apple was third in the Kentucky Oaks in 2019. She won the Houston Ladies Classic in an upset over Serengeti Empress and Street Band, although I thought she rode a gold rail that evening. But she has occasionally run some decent races, and I wonder if Asmussen's been pointing to this one all along. After they ran her on turf at Kentucky Downs, a little freshening, a little prep at the fairgrounds, and here she is with good tactical speed.
Yeah, and she's a pretty good horse, too. I mean, she's the kind of horse who makes a lot of sense in this race. I personally felt like, especially as a 3-year-old, when she had that really good record, it just felt to me more like Asmussen just managing her perfectly and finding the right races for her. But that could be the case here as well, Dan. I mean, she has tactical speed and she makes a lot of sense in here.
Figure It Out was a runaway winner 2 starts back in an off-the-turf heat at the fairgrounds. Came back to earth a little bit last time out in the Pippin at Oaklawn Park. Wheels back on real short notice. She's got a little bit of speed as well. Maybe she can get close.
Yeah, back quickly, I guess, makes her a little interesting, especially since she's been earning the best figures of her career lately. But man, she's got a lot to prove against horses like this.
Texas bred She's Our Fastest, coming off a little bit of a break after running on sloppy going at Delta Downs, a 2-turn race on November the 27th. She's okay. I'm not sure she's a graded stakes filly, but as we watch She's Our Fastest's race at Delta, it's just sort of an up and down performance. She finished an even third. This race is not going to win the Houston Ladies Classic.
It's not. I mean, she really has never run a race throughout her career that would beat this field. And she also likes to race a little bit closer to the pace, and that may not work for her either.
Latruska won her second graded stakes race in the continental United States with this victory on December the 12th. Let's watch the win in the grade 3 Rampart. Went right to the front. Customary early speed, too much for them in the lane. Thought the inside was good this day. She rode the rail for most of the way, but I don't really think it mattered. She was just too much for these horses.
Yeah, just too good for that field. I mean, she probably had some advantages anyway, but that just wasn't the kind of field that was going to be able to beat her, Dan. It feels like this race is a little bit tougher for her. But man, her good race makes her really, really tough. And I do think she has the plenty of speed to make the early lead in here. I just think she's going to be really hard to beat.
Top pick time for our Sunday race of the day. Mike, you're going with Latruska. She's probably the horse to catch. She's certainly the horse to beat. I give Motion Emotion one chance, basically, off of some of her back races. She'll be a slightly better price, I think.
Yeah, I think she will be too. Listen, I gave up on that horse a while ago, but I have no problem with you taking her here and see what she can do in this race. I just didn't want to try to beat the favorite.
7342 for Mike, 1723 for me. It's the Sunday DRF race of the day, the Houston Ladies Classic.